Time Warner Cable is pleased to be an underwriting sponsor for Carolina Week.
Coming up on the September 19th edition of Carolina Week.
Reporter Susan Tart goes behind the scenes with the ALE to explain why drinking tickets are on the rise.
I'm Katie Miller, and I'll tell you why this glass of milk is a little bit different than this one.
In sports, one Tar Heel team has a new head coach, and I'm not talking about football.
Weathercaster Laura Pagano will have your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
All that and a story that might bug you. Carolina Week starts right now.
From the James F. Goodman Studio in the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, connecting campus and community, this is Carolina Week.
Hello and welcome to the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Sarah Huffman.
And I'm Adam Rue. Thank you for joining us. The bars downtown are always full of students at the beginning of the school year, and many of those students are underage. Our Susan Tart joins us from a popular spot on West Rosemary Street. Susie?
Adam, I'm out here at Bob's right now. A lot of people have just gotten off of work and are enjoying a cold beer. And this is one of the bars in Chapel Hill where no underage citations have been issued yet this year.
For some students, drinking and going to bars is just as much a part of college as classes. But lately, students aren't the only ones at the bars. Officers such as Mitch McKinney are enforcing the law to keep underage students from drinking.
They're just simply not as mature, and they make poor decisions sometimes, and you mix alcohol into that environment and it lowers their inhibitions. They end up consuming more, and they end up usually causing a lot more problems.
Anna Dennis disagrees. She says she was drinking responsibly when McKinney gave her a ticket.
I wasn't driving. I wasn't making a fool of myself, doing anything ridiculous like dancing on tables or throwing up in a bar. They just saw me drinking a beer in a bar.
Police records show that within the first month of school, officers have issued 41 underage possession tickets. That's nearly a third of the number given during the year thus far. Dennis believes giving students tickets won't keep them out of the bars.
The bars have to let people underage in or they won't make any money because it's a college town, and if they only let in actual age people, they would get the senior class and some grad students. Not even a lot of grad students because they're usually in the library studying.
A law passed in December has made it easier to give citations at places other than bars. This month, officers have given tickets at quick stops such as Key Food Mart and restaurants such as Monterey.
There aren't many students out here right now, but come tonight, it'll get pretty packed.
Susan, will this have a big effect on Franklin Street nightlife?
Well, Adam, it's too soon to tell. But what it means is whether you're holding a drink in your hand or not, if you've been drinking and you're underage, you can get a ticket.
Carolina Week, Susan Tart, thank you.
Chapel Hill police are looking into allegations of prostitution at a downtown business. Detectives want to know what's going on behind the doors of the University Massage Parlor on West Franklin Street. The investigation comes after an opinion piece about the shop in last week's Daily Tar Heel. Columnist James Dillard wrote that a woman at the parlor offered sex acts in exchange for cash. A police spokesman refused to comment about the case because it's still in progress. This fall is the first semester the UNC Study Abroad office is offering students green passports. Although it isn't a real passport, which are blue, the Green Passport is a program that encourages students going abroad to consider ways to help the environment. The program educates students about sustainable travel concepts. Some UNC students are already participating in the program. Study Abroad Director Rodney Vargas says students need to make a bigger effort to go green while overseas.
If they keep the same habits that they have in the U.S., if they're going to be driving, each one will be driving a car, and this will have a really big impact on the environment.
To learn more about the Green Passport Initiative and other Study Abroad programs, you can check out the Study Abroad Fair this Friday. It's from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the Student Union.
While some students are going green overseas, some Chapel Hill residents are spending more green to make their diets organic. Reporter Katie Miller went to Weaver Street Market to find out more.
Most of us think eating fruits, veggies, and lean meats contributes to a healthy lifestyle. Well, it does. But some people say you can make even better choices. Today, more and more people shop at stores such as Weaver Street Market and make organic foods part of their diet. That's because synthetic fertilizers and pesticides aid the growth of conventionally grown fruits and veggies. And farmers give growth hormones and antibiotics to livestock so the animals grow larger and stay disease-free. That might sound good, but pesticides can cause premature births. Growth hormones can cause early onset puberty in girls, and antibiotics given to animals can cause antibiotics to be less effective in humans. Student Colette Lowe makes organic products part of her everyday diet.
Health-wise, it's to stay away from hormones, antibiotics, anything that's gone through the animal and to you.
Organic food is a bit more pricey.
Really hard to buy the one that's more expensive, but if you know that it's going to be better for you, then it seems worth it.
Let's take a look at these 2 glasses of milk. They look the same, but this one is organic. The animal that this came from was not given growth hormones or antibiotics. It tastes great too. So next time you head to the grocery store, give organic a try. In Chapel Hill, I'm Katie Miller, Carolina Week.
Organic food products are now one of the fastest growing sectors of agriculture.
Looking for more ways to help the environment? Why don't you save your garbage? Take a bucket of eggshells, toss in some greens, add a heap of coffee grounds, and garnish with a banana peel. These ingredients make a healthy meal, not for you, but for your yard. Demonstrations like this one teach locals how to make their own compost. These workshops are held each fall and spring at the Chapel Hill Learning Garden. For more information, go to our website, www.carolinaweek.org. This week starts a month-long protest of the Iraq War by the UNC chapter of Students for a Democratic Society. Today, SDS hosted a noontime rally and a die-in in the pit. Students like this one lie in the pit as representatives of the Iraq War casualties. But ROTC student Stanley Allen says the protest didn't change student opinions.
I'm indifferent to it because people have the right to free speech and freedom of expression. And as I personally support the troops, so it will not affect me in any way.
SDS members plan to travel to the White House next weekend to rally with other student protesters. Orange County is now a federal disaster hour, but there's no storm to blame.
Up next, we'll tell you about some serious effects from the drought.
Mrs. Abruzzo, I'm Ed McMahon, and we're signing up people for... Yes, I am. Yeah. Mr. Murphy, Ed McMahon. We're starting up... No.
Dreams really do come true.
No.
Yes,
Ed McMahon, see.
Ed McMahon.
Yes, Ed McMahon. We're having our first ever...
McMahon.
Yes. Tuesday night at the high school. We're starting up the neighborhood watch in this area, and here's all the information.
Stevie, get down here, please.
No, it's just
5, 6, 7, 8.
No tango de now. Neighborhood watch. We're having this neighborhood watch, the first one. Right. I'll come back.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Start a neighborhood watch. It's just one of the many ways you can help make America stronger. To find out how, call or log on for this free guide.
As of Friday, there are only 4 counties in North Carolina that haven't been declared federal disaster areas. Reporter Sierra Moore examines how the extreme drought is affecting local nursery owners.
A local gardening store in Carborough is making adjustments to cope with the dry conditions, and workers are feeling the strain caused by the lack of rain.
Because of the dryness, we've had to water a lot more often, and some of the landscaping jobs that we've done have required us to go out and put in irrigation systems and soaker hoses and to use techniques that we wouldn't necessarily use.
Owner of the Fifth Season Gardening Company, Richard Quinn, says some of the plants can't tough out the drought, and the signs are everywhere.
And then our nursery stock, what we have here for sale, we've lost a lot of it just because it's been so dry. We could water twice a day, and it still, in some cases, wouldn't prevent plants from dying.
Quinn says he hasn't experienced a drop in sales, but there has been an increase in the number of plants that have died because of the drought. Now they're just waiting for the rain. Customers are waiting for the rain too. Store employee Brannigan White says they're asking more questions about conserving water.
The answers to those questions are obviously use more peat. More peat-based soils hold a lot more moisture in the soil.
watering early in the morning or late in the evening is one of the things they can do.
People may buy a few less plants when it dries out, but in terms of fertilizers and pest control products and soils and house plants and those kinds of things, we've sold as many of those this summer as we have at any point.
Based on the long-range forecast, Quinn's going to have a lot more dead plants soon. In Carborough, I'm Sierra Moore, Carolina Week.
The National Weather Service says the next 14 to 18 days won't bring much rain. Laura Pagano will have more in weather.
Students, beware. There's a higher price to pay for your late library books this year. Once your books are 3 days late, you'll have to shell out 50 cents for each additional day. But recalled overdue books now cost $1 per day with no grace period. After 42 days, books are considered lost, and it'll cost you at least $100. ITS and student government are teaming up to try out a new computer option for students. The Lenovo X60 is a tablet PC that has a screen you can change into a digital notebook by turning the screen around. You can then write or draw on the screen. This PC also offers a fingerprint security system. The tablet computer is available for students to buy in the RAM shop, and 25 students will get loaners for the rest of the school year. Officials want to test the impact it has on the student learning experience. To apply for the program, go to our website, carolinaweek.org.
A recent study by a team of researchers from UNC and Norway shows pregnancy increases the risk of developing binge eating disorder. Previous studies found that eating disorders went into remission during pregnancy, but this latest research points to the opposite, especially for women in low socioeconomic situations. Binging is different from normal pregnancy cravings. Women who binge feel out of control and often eat large amounts of food in a short amount of time. In addition to obesity, binge eating also causes other health problems, such as anxiety, depression, and insomnia. Carolina has a diverse student body, and the National Panhellenic Council is celebrating that diversity all week long. Tuesday night, students gathered in the Stone Center to discuss racial stereotypes. Students split into different groups based on their self-identified ethnicities. Then, each group listed out stereotypes about African Americans, Caucasians, Hispanics, and Asians. Program Director Tammy Etheridge says the best way to get rid of a racial stereotype is through your own actions.
If you say, for example, all black people are ignorant, well, in the manner I carry myself, I would hope that you could see in me that I'm not ignorant.
Etheridge hopes the seminar will help bridge the racial divide amongst Carolina students. The council will be hosting a diversity job fair and a bone marrow drive later this week.
One lucky Chapel Hill athlete will be joining 7,000 others from around the world in Shanghai, China on Friday. Michelle Sapullo has the story of this Special Olympics competitor.
Carrie Hegner has been riding her bike for 13 years now. She has Down syndrome, but that doesn't stop her from making her dreams come true. Carrie qualified for the Special Olympics in Shanghai, China. This is her first time going to China, and she can't wait for her trip.
So I'm really excited, and I'm just looking forward to having a good time and have all of my friends in Special Olympics cheer me on and my family.
Carrie practices every day. Her mother, Karen Hegner, says she loves seeing Carrie's hard work pay off.
With Carrie, everything is so much more passionate because she works harder, and when she does have a success, it means so much more.
Carrie is one of only 11 people selected from North Carolina who will join the Special Olympics team in Shanghai.
When Carrie's not cycling, she's working here at the Carroll Woods Retirement Community.
Carrie works behind the counter serving salads and desserts to residents. Residents say they're excited about her trip, but will miss her while she's away.
Oh, I'll miss her smile. I'll miss her nice way of helping us. She was always welcoming.
Carrie flies out to Shanghai tomorrow, with everyone wishing her luck back here in the States. In Chapel Hill, I'm Michelle Sapullo, Carolina Week.
What an inspiring story. If you'd like to read more about Carrie or donate money for her trip, you'll find a link on our website, www.carolinaweek.org. Pedestrian safety is an ongoing concern here at UNC, and that's why volunteers spent today at crosswalks across campus handing out flyers reminding us about some rules of the road. The Yield to Heels campaign encourages pedestrians and drivers to obey traffic guidelines, such as staying within the crosswalk and entering the road with caution. The program focuses on three main messages: be aware, be safe, and be considerate.
We're already several weeks into the semester, and if you're still trying to finish furnishing your living space, check out this place. UNC Surplus Property Warehouse is located on Estes Drive off of Airport, and it's filled with all kinds of neat stuff. University departments send their surplus here. If warehouse workers can't divide it back among the university's other departments, then they sell it for a fraction of the cost. Need a desk? Try one of these from Student Housing for $15. Chairs, just $5. And they have more than enough computers to save you from your next laptop tragedy. Manager Al Jeter says that what he really wants is to reach out to students.
But it's the students that I really want to get to, right? Because they're the one that has the least amount of money to spend, and they're trying to pay for the education. Their parents are trying to, make ends meet.
The UNC warehouse is open to the public from 8 a.m. until 4 p.m. on Tuesdays and Fridays.
And we're joined now by weathercaster Laura Pagano.
So I looked at the weather last night and it was sunny, and then I walked outside this morning and it was raining. What is up?
I know. There's major changes happening, and with the temperature as well. Students had lots of cool weather today, and those involved in the hunger lunch by Nourish International had to put on a few layers. I'll tell you if the chill will stay on the hill after the break.
Can be deadly. Passing gas releases a toxic fog of ammonia and hydrogen cyanide, which can be especially harmful on an infant's developing lungs. Passing gas can even contribute to sudden infant death syndrome. Kids shouldn't be exposed to secondhand smoke. Don't pass gas, take it outside.
Take a pop quiz with me. In what film did I feel a need for speed? What was my call sign? Who did I sit behind in the F-14? Oh, and one more question. Who does your kid sit behind in homeroom?
Know what really matters. Know about your kid's school, and know about your kid. Find out 100 ways to know more, do more.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. I'm weather forecaster Laura Pagano. Well, I'm sure many of you have enjoyed the nice fall-like temperatures, but you're going to have to say goodbye to fall for at least the next couple of days, as we're going to see temperatures on the increase. And for those of you who think that there might be precipitation on the way because you felt some droplets today, I don't know about that, but we'll take a look at the satellite and radar. So, is there going to be some trouble in the tropics for us to be concerned about? I'll let you know in just a second. But let's take a look at what's happening in Florida. We have a lot of precipitation and cloudy skies hovering over the northern portion of Florida, really bringing in that rain. But for the dominant part of the U.S., we're seeing dry conditions as the jet is way towards the north into Canada. So we're not seeing any precipitation in that area. So as we see that we have plenty of rain into Orlando, upwards of towards Jacksonville, they're just getting hit continuously with this rain, and this system will move off into the Gulf of Mexico and maybe be turning into some type of tropical system. So here it is, just spinning up and bringing in clouds toward our area. Those of you who are heading into the Outer Banks are probably going to see some showers and thunderstorms in the next few days, but for us, we'll be lucky if we can squeeze a little bit of precipitation out of this. So let's look at the radar as well, and we'll see that there is that precipitation just continuous, and this will be making its way towards the west. But for us, if we can get this line to just shift over a little bit and give us some precipitation, that would be great. So here's this front. It's actually a warm front that's trying to move its way towards the west, and when it does, we'll see some precipitation getting into our area. So if we see it moving in towards our area Thursday into Friday, we'll see that, well, we have some precipitation for those of you on the Outer Banks, all the way down to Wilmington, all the way in sections of Savannah. But for us, well, if we look into Thursday night, we'll see some precipitation, well, maybe heading towards our area, and boy, we need it. We are in one heck of a drought. So as we take a look at the 4-day forecast, we'll see that For the mountains, actually, we'll see 84 degrees for your weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Actually, really, really nice. Really making up for a great weekend for those of you who want to go out hiking or towards the Blue Ridge Mountains of Asheville. It's looking great. And for the beaches, we're seeing, well, not too bad. For your Saturday, might have a chance for a shower thunderstorm, and 90 degrees for your Sunday if we get lucky. And then for your 4-day forecast, or just a second, we'll see that we have some type of, tropical depression that might be making its way towards the Gulf and developing into some type of tropical storm. And then for your 4-day forecast, we'll see chances of showers and thunderstorms for your Thursday into Friday. Slight chance on Saturday. Look at those temperatures. We're on the increase. By Sunday, we may be seeing temperatures hovering around the lower 90s, so it really depends on how much cloudiness, but this weekend looks great.
Looks like another great weekend to be outside.
I agree.
Laura, thank you. There's not much rain in the forecast, but if you're looking for a place to get wet, check out the U.S. National Whitewater Center in Charlotte. Officials opened the 307-acre park in March, hoping to send as many people down the river as possible. Pumps powerful enough to fill an Olympic-sized pool in 30 seconds keep the river flowing. The park has 2 channels, one for beginners and another for experts, including the Olympic kayaking team. Both channels end in the lower pond where a conveyor belt takes all paddlers back to the start.
And we're joined now by sportscaster Mark Alexic.
Hey, Mark. And, the football loss over the weekend to Virginia was bad, but there was some good news that came out of it, too.
Yeah, it was a heartbreaker, but with every cloud, there's a silver lining. Coming up in sports, the football team has a quarterback with a gridiron gun, and he's gaining attention from the whole ACC.
Where's the whole week? There's no whole week. Hey, excuse me? Excuse me, sir. Something wrong? Yeah, there's something wrong. You want to get me some whole wheat? Oh, come on. Hey, hey, amigo. Hey, I asked you for whole wheat bread. This is not what I wanted. El Wheato.
Sorry for the confusion.
You know, that's the problem with these people. If you want to serve Americans, you got to learn to speak the language. You know what I'm saying?
No, sir. I don't. Enjoy your lunch.
Imagine the power of one voice. Click freedomcenter.org to find yours.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Mark Alexic, and if you're just tuning in, don't worry, you haven't missed anything important. If you're a Carolina fan, and I can't think of one reason why you wouldn't be, you know Butch Davis is our new head football coach. Well, this summer, another Tar Heel team welcomed a new head coach, the team's first head coaching change in 30 years.
Hectic, very hectic.
That's how Coach Rich DeSelm describes his first few months as Carolina's new head swim coach. DeSelm has big shoes to fill. He succeeds retired head coach Frank Comfort, the winningest dual meet coach in NCAA swimming history.
The statistics are pretty hard to dispute, and they're a bit intimidating. But, it's a challenge to nurture the program like he did.
DeSelm wants to maintain what Coach Comfort started. Assistant coach Catherine Vogt says, so far, DeSelm is continuing Comfort's legacy.
When you're a head coach, you fill multiple roles, not just a coach, but a teacher, a role model, sometimes a father in some cases, or a parent, and he does all those very well.
One of DeSelm's students in the pool is sophomore Chip Peterson.
Rich is doing a great job. He's a different person than Frank, obviously, and it's actually shown in how we're running business.
DeSelm wants his swimmers to take care of business in the pool, but he also wants to make sure they see the big picture.
We do want to do well, in terms of achievement. But once it's all said and done, they're going to remember their experience and the fact that they were a part of a program that was a quality program.
A quality that'll be tested with a new chapter of Tar Heel swimming.
The new coach of the football team has a new quarterback, a quarterback who's playing very well. TJ Yates is the ACC Rookie of the Week for the second week in a row. The signal caller out of Marietta, Georgia, has thrown for 901 yards on 58 of 88 passing completions with 9 touchdowns against just 3 interceptions. Carolina's wideouts say Yates plays with precision and poise in the pocket.
TJ's doing exceptionally great right now, and to build his confidence up, we know we got to catch everything. So therefore, we go out there and just perform well and make big plays.
UNC's very own Jesse Guy is Field Hockey ACC Player of the Week. In both of Carolina's matchups last weekend, Guy scored the first goal. Both of those goals turned out to be the game winners. Guy leads UNC in scoring this season, as well as being second in the ACC in scoring, helping the Heels to an undefeated start. Tonight, the men's soccer team returns to Fetzer Field to face William & Mary, hoping to extend their win streak after Saturday's win at NC State. Check this out. Here's Bill Dworsky on the move, making the lone goal against the Pack. And you know what? I think that warrants an instant replay in super slow-mo. Ryan Johnson sends it over to Dworsky, and Dworsky slides it in just past the keeper. Well, hopefully the team will carry that momentum from the shutout win to Chapel Hill here tonight against William & Mary. And I have to say, the soccer team will also play Boston College this weekend, and Boston College has only lost 1 game, so that too should also be a great game.
Absolutely, we're certainly looking forward to that. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you. Have you ever thought about making a meal out of mealworms?
No, but how about cooking me up some Hush Grubbies? You won't want to miss one Carolina Week's reporter's first taste of the annual Bug Fest.
Downtown Chapel Hill restaurants offer over 15 different cuisines. From the far corners of the world to simple Southern delicacies, there are a variety of different dining experiences that will satisfy every appetite. No matter where you choose to go, you're sure to find a restaurant that is perfect for you. So, for your next night out, why go anywhere else but downtown Chapel Hill?
If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina 27599. If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org.
Next trip to the store, look for products made from recycled materials, then buy them.
Call 1-800-2-RECYCLE for your free Buy Recycled shopping guide.
Exterminators usually get rid of bugs, but last weekend Terminex threw the bugs a party. Carolina Week's Aaron Franklin was in Raleigh to find out what the buzz was all about.
This is probably the last thing you want to see first thing in the morning, but for some people, these critters are worth getting out of bed to see. The North Carolina Museum of Natural Sciences held its annual Bug Fest on Saturday. Bug lovers of all ages spent the day, well, looking at bugs. The museum had displays of everything from tarantulas to hissing cockroaches, and if that isn't enough to make you squeamish, check out what's on the lunch menu.
Here we have stir-fried grasshoppers, mealworm marinara, hush grubbies, critter fritters, wormy watermelon, and ants and jello.
Well, my favorite thing was probably the ants and the jello. I would like to eat a grasshopper today, maybe. I think it just tastes really bad.
This food doesn't seem to bug some people, but it definitely creeps me out.
We ate crickets. I ate a cricket. She wouldn't eat them. It tastes like sunflower seeds.
They were about this long. It tastes really disgusting, but crunchy. Very crunchy.
Almost was spicy tasting. It was kind of weird.
It's weird, but it tastes good.
Compared to other things I've had. In Raleigh, I'm Aaron Franklin, Carolina Week.
Okay, that looked absolutely gross. No thanks.
I know, but I mean, they were so creative in the things they made with it.
Yeah, absolutely. That's going to do it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thank you for watching. Good night.